He still has 3 more years of eligibility, but can college football take 3 more years of Johnny football? Let's talk about it, shall we? The Heisman Trophy winner spent this past weekend at the University of Texas. On Friday night, Manziel was reportedly quickly and harshly removed from a frat party, as you can see in this video. Then on Saturday, Manziel at another Texas frat party wearing a Tim Tebow Jets jersey, perhaps in response to critics who believe he should behave more like the former Gators great. He later went on Twitter and responded to reports and critics, basically by saying, quote, "Last time I checked, double-digit win column and championships are what matters."
Wow.
Here's the question.
Just win, baby.
Just win. On a rampage this weekend.
Yes.
Skip, can you defend this?
That is a very good question. Stephen A. Smith, I still believe that Johnny Manziel will be a star NFL quarterback. And to your question, Kerry, I wish he were in an NFL camp as we speak right now. No, I cannot defend this any longer. I won't condemn it because, to my knowledge, Johnny didn't break any laws. There wasn't anything overt about this. But, Stephen A., this time, Johnny Manziel sought trouble. He knew exactly what he was doing, and he was asking for it to walk into this fraternity party under these circumstances. Now, we have talked twice now on this show to Johnny Manziel. He is, as you well know, because you met him over dinner, South Beach, sharp young man, capable of saying and doing all the right things when he so chooses. And we had him on at the ESPYs, and I thought he was extremely well-spoken following that long grilling that he took at the SEC Media Day. He is fully capable of doing the right thing at the right time. So let's think about this. He chose to go from College Station to Austin, Texas, the home of A&M's arch rival, the Texas Longhorns. That is the school that Johnny grew up wanting to be a part of, wanting to play for Texas. Texas would not recruit him as a quarterback, so he wound up at Texas A&M, almost with Chip Kelly at Oregon. But the point is, Johnny walked into a fraternity party at Texas knowing full well that trouble would ensue. He knew that those frat boys there, they weren't going to like this. He plays for Texas A&M. They've all grown up hating Texas A&M. And number two, he knew that his constituency, the people who support him, maybe they're on the fence now at Texas A&M, Aggie Nation, he knew full well they wouldn't be happy about this because remember the recent tweet when he said, things like tonight are reasons why I can't wait to leave College Station. So he set the bridge on fire in College Station already over some alleged incident. And now, yeah, what's that?
A parking violation.
Parking violation is what we heard. And now you are daring them to hate you even more, to burn the bridge to the ground by showing up at a frat party at your rival school. Obviously, everybody at the frat party has a newspaper in his hand or a TV camera in his hand, the equivalent of. So he knew this would explode all over social media, as it did on Friday night and Saturday. And my takeaway conclusion was he was seeking attention. He loved this. And he wanted to jump back on Twitter and say, yeah, but winning is the only thing. Winning will cure all this. And he's right about that. But he admitted to us at the ESPYs, there is a code of conduct for the reigning Heisman winner, and he violated it once again. This is just out-of-bounds behavior for a reigning Heisman winner.
What you pointed out, Skip, as it pertains to the fact that he's seeking attention is why I could defend exactly what Johnny Manziel has done and everything he has done this offseason. But I think the time has come to stop defending him. And I'm going to put an end to it right now. I've been on the record defending Johnny Manziel. I'm a fan of his. I like him a lot. I think a lot of what he has been involved or has found himself involved in has been much ado about nothing. As a college student, it's other people trying to implement their standards and put them and place them upon his life. And I think that's incredibly unfair to him. But this particular situation is entirely different, and here's why, for a multitude of reasons. Number one, you keep bringing up the Heisman Trophy and, you know, the behavioral code of conduct, per se, that comes with being a Heisman winner. No, this comes with being a sensible young man and, more importantly, somebody who's aspiring to elevate himself to the next level. The fact of the matter is that although he did not break any laws, this kind of behavior that's been reported to have happened would not have been accepted by NFL teams. If you're the New England Patriots and you're the quarterback and you're playing for Bill Belichick, if you're a quarterback playing for Mike Tomlin, if you're a quarterback playing for Leslie Frazier, if you're a quarterback playing for Jim or John Harbaugh, if you're a quarterback playing for John Fox or Andy Reid.
How about Kevin Sumlin?
And Kevin Sumlin. There you go. I mean, what I'm saying to you is that any of those NFL quarterbacks, outside of Kevin Sumlin, of course, if you had conducted yourself in this fashion, they would have called you into their office.
Sure.
Ownership would have called you into their office because they would say you are an extension of us, and how you conduct yourself in the community is an extension of us. So it's a reflection upon us. You are sullying our name and our reputation if we co-sign this kind of behavior and we allow you to be able to get away with it. We understand that you are a young man, but the operative word in all of this is man. He is not a toddler, he is not a child, and he is not a boy. He's a young man, which means you're supposed to know better at some point to find yourself away from situations like this. Now, again, I've been on the record on many, many occasions defending Johnny Manziel. I mean, just look it up. Everywhere you see people pointing out how, you know, I've given them a pass or whatever the case may be. And I'm proud I did it because I stick by the points that I made when I made them. This particular situation, however, is far different to me because I'm looking at a man that just seems to feel like, you know what, I can do whatever I want and operate with impunity. Yes, you can do whatever you want within legal means, but that doesn't mean that you get to operate with impunity. That doesn't mean you get to absolve yourself from scrutiny. It doesn't mean that you get to alleviate or dismiss yourself from skepticism and, more importantly, from the NFL coaches who will look and frown upon your behavior. Now, should anybody be stupid enough to pass up on him if they need a quarterback? Of course they should not. But what I'm saying is that if you are an NFL team, as we sit up here and we talk about this young man today, it's important that Johnny Football understands that the time for giving him a pass is over. This is unacceptable stuff because you're finding, you know, especially when you bring up a frat party. We all know what kind of stuff can go down there. We all know where there's alcohol, there's usually violence.
You got it.
I mean, it's a recipe for trouble.
And he was lucky that it didn't get a little worse. It was close. You could see him.
He was very lucky, and so
it looked like a beer can was flying at him.
I'm just saying that kind of stuff will get you. Forget about it getting you in trouble. It might get you hurt.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And then you also have to remember, it's almost like this. What we do is we talk for a living. You know, we talk and we write for a living. Somebody hurt our tongue, somebody hurt our fingers, we got a problem. You understand what I'm saying? Well, in his case, all somebody has to hurt. They can hurt your fingers, they can hurt your arm, they can hurt your elbow, they can hurt your shoulder. It doesn't take much. So I'm sitting up here this morning believing this. Although a lot of what he has experienced this summer, I believe, is much ado about nothing. And I stand by my previous comments from days and weeks ago. I find myself sitting up here this morning saying, you know something? You like the attention. You'll probably be able to exploit it and benefit from it financially. All of these things are true. But what good is it going to do you if you find yourself in the midst of getting hurt? Because you have placed yourself in these positions. But I'm just saying, I just think that the young man is intelligent enough not to get himself in legal trouble again. But that doesn't mean he won't find himself in physical trouble. You understand? There are people out there who are jealous of him and may want to hurt him. And he needs to be cognizant of that. We got a responsibility to tell him that.
Okay, and back to Kerry's original point. Then he goes back and pours gasoline on the fire. The next day he goes to another frat party after it exploded on the internet, wearing the Tebow jersey, as you say, probably a statement of, I can be more like Tebow than you might think. And here's my takeaway from this. All of this that we're talking about is actually a reason why I love this kid. He's got daredevil in him. He plays daredevil football. He will try anything at any moment, and most of the time he gets away with it. Most of the time he's getting away with this because any incident in and of itself, Stephen A. Smith saying, come on, it's just college kid behavior, right? But one of these times he's going to step in something he can't step out of because, as you know, you are daring the devil when you do this. And he can't. He's too big now. It's too important. He's costing himself potentially some first-round draft choice money as he falls down the draft. That's fine with me. I don't think that bothers him.
I'm not thinking about that, but I think the responsibility for us right here today. Let me bring it in street terms to some degree. when you dance with the devil, you're dancing with the devil. You ain't dancing with choir boys. You understand what I'm saying?
Nope.
The cats that you run into,
Yep.
You understand? Because you want to be in that element,
Yep.
Because you think that you big, bold, and bad enough. A lot of times dudes resent you because they know you have no business here. I've often said this to a lot of young kids out there. Let me tell you something right now. You know who thugs? I'm talking about straight up gangsters, hardcore thugs. You know who they hate the most? Those who try to be like them but know better.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? In other words, what I'm trying to say is that I'm no thug. You're no thug. Right. So I know my position. No matter what mouth I have, no matter how I can sit there and use my fist with my boxing and everything, I know I am no thug. You understand? So I understand there's a certain place that I have. I don't belong on that level. There is nothing. You're talking about a brother from the streets of New York City. There is nothing that irks a thug more than a wannabe thug. Somebody who, and by the way, a wannabe thug who made it out of that element but keeps coming back to it. Wait a minute. Yo, bro, we are here because we made decisions and we find ourselves having no choice but to live in this element. Yeah. You, on the other hand, have a way out and you're still coming back here. They despise you because they look at themselves and say, if I had that opportunity, I would be much smarter than you. And they resent you for exhibiting the level of idiocy that you're exhibiting. So these are the kind of lessons that dudes that want to be, that have made it out of it, or that have never been a part of it and have no business in that element, need to hear. When you're dancing with the devil, it's devils you're dancing with, and they will take you out.